Oh my god, Leon. Things have finally manifested. Sorry I took so long to do this video, and probably even longer than today to upload it. I do have a sort of posting order where I post my videos to my channel like in an order. So, I have a specific order in mind, but not just that. Life got in the way. I got into a few battles along the way, gathered a few more war scars. I'm sorry. I wasn't procrastinating though. What I was doing, unless that really means you were kind of thinking about it, but I was meditating on it. Many days I thought about, how am I going to explain this? Because, see, this is a mini consultation. You've given me $15 donation, and for around, 15 US, 15 Euro, whatever, 15 UK, but even though they're a bit different, it should be, in the order of about that $15 mark gets you a mini health consultation, because actually my full health consultations are, $111 for 2.5 hours. Excuse me. Alright, so I've been thinking how to explain this, because I am going to write a book on this. And of course I'd produce a video to say that I've, when I'm publishing the book. So if you subscribe, you'll know. So Leon, thanks for donating, obviously. Now I have a frustrated tone around me. You can probably hear I'm a bit frustrated. I'm not sure really perfectly what to say, because I don't have anything in mind, to be honest. I tried and I tried, and I thought, look, this is still years away from total fruition. So Leon's question was, and that's what I'm going to write a book on one day, how do these energies relate to each other? These universal energies such as the Reiki, the Kundalini, the Chi, the Prana, the Deeksha, the Mana. All these energies, they're dimensional energies. This was my personal epiphany. Shaman walking crystal. Or maybe it was my Yogi Alamad Palakrash, which means yogic pranic light legend, higher spiritual name. Or, yeah, no, it would have been one of those two, because, you have all these different parts of yourself. You are multi-dimensional. For instance, my fourth dimensional spirit name I found out was Indigo Ben Speedstar, and I'm quick emotionally as well. So it's funny, you get given these spirit names, or you realize them at some point when you connect with your higher self. Anyway, so, one day I was thinking about how people call chi energy thermodynamic. They relate chi energy to thermodynamics. And I thought, how am I going to talk about this? I'll probably just start with chi, because that was my realization. And then I thought, oh, Reiki, that's why I see, every time I do Reiki, on myself, on another person, I always see the 7th dimensional lights. Remember, I just said chi is 5th dimensional. If I didn't, I just said it now. So, oh yeah, I didn't. So, people used to say thermodynamics is related and ionization is related to chi. And that made me have this epiphany that it's 5th dimensional, because I understand the 5th dimensional nature, which is, in that region of cosmic casuistry, It's the halfway point, it's the acacia land, That's 5th dimension. It's like the knowledge of all the universe is contained 5th dimensionally. I'll make special videos on the 5th dimension in the future, so I'm trying to roll over all the dimensions, because you said you wanted to know how these energies relate to each other. So that's what I'm trying to make this video on. Now, I will write a book on this, and we'll go into super depth in that book. So this is preliminary, and it's only a mini consultation. So this is a mini energy, which is still health consultation. consciousazine.net. I am Benjamin Cowenberg. So then I thought, after I thought about the chi energy epiphany, that's what broke the mundane plane and made the epiphany appear. And then I realized, oh, Reiki, when I do Reiki, it's color light, and that's the 7th dimensional tunnel harmonics, higher sound light. Now, chi is like water, like, you know, cosmic soup or plasma, and that's unified field sort of terminology, and that's even grounding it into pragmatic science terminology for you all. Then there is this 7th dimensional higher light, which is not like thicker like water, like chi, but it's more like air, and that's Reiki. And so then I realized, oh, okay, so all the energies, they all have a different dimensional relation, or they, because, you know, I don't want to say that they are from that dimension, yeah, but basically yes, that's how you do say it, but you know, it depends how you understand this stuff. I would say it different to each person so that they could understand. Do you understand? Because we all come with our own dictionary. When we speak to each other, we're coming with our own. I have Benjamin's dictionary, you have Leon's dictionary. So I'm just trying to get this all across in a broad sense. Now, when I discovered that, I thought, okay, then I see Deeksha, because Deeksha is like the code coordination, Deeksha energy. And Deeksha's 8th dimensional relative. And then I don't know if there is a 9th dimensional relative one, because I realised, I don't know, but maybe I'm not in the know of what that energy is yet, but I realised Prana is 10th dimensional. And it is very relative to your will force. Did you notice that? I always say 10D will force. And how is Prana, you know, relative to your will force? Well, it's the one that will completely, you know, drown out any noise from any parasites. You know, Chi's going to burn them up. Chi energy is going to burn them up. Kundalini already gets started. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, Prana is, you know, this higher golden energy. And, you know, I've heard people say that within the white light field, that'd be that unified field, Chi energy, 5th dimension, within that is a golden light. Now that's got to be Prana, and that's very lovely and loving energy as well, the Prana. And like I mentioned, one of my other higher spirit names is Yogi Alamed Palakrash, and that's a higher form of myself, and that's when I get into yogic resonance, you know what I mean? You'll see videos of me grounding and teaching you guys meditation soon. So anyway, we're 8 minutes in, so I better keep going, not tangent. So then I realised, okay, Prana 10D, 10th dimensional, and then I thought, okay, what's 4th dimensional then? And 3rd dimensional. And first I thought, oh, 3rd dimensional is that Kundalini. You know how people have the first awakenings? And it's always with Kundalini. Like when you get into energy work, Kundalini is your first sort of boundary. And it's the first one you, I don't know, crusade through, you know, as a cosmic knight. Anyway, so then I realised, oh no, it's orgone. Guess what? It's orgone, the scalar field energy. Remember how orgonite and orgone is not chi, it's not prana, it's not Deeksha, it's not mana, and it's not Kundalini. It's actually the 3rd dimensional scalar field. Do you remember in the 2006 documentary, What the Bleep Do We Know Down the Rabbit Hole, where we had 16 of some of the best scientists in the world come together and shoot a video. And in that, one guy is explaining scalar motion, or scalar motion, as the scientists will probably get up me for saying it wrong, but I call it scalar for my own reasons. So they call it scalar. You know, and what this is basically particularity coming into existence. And this is 4th dimensional, 5th dimensional zonality. That's what it's relative to. The 4th dimension is the emotionality, energy motionalities. And some people will say, turn off your emotions. Now, I get it, but that's falling into the logic trap. There's the emotional trap and the logic trap. You can read that reading online by Harry someone. I forgot the whole thing, but if you Google that, Google Harry, just Harry, because I forgot the last name of the author, and logic trap and emotional trap, and you should find the reading I'm referring to. And I say no, your emotions are like a navigatory system. It's like a navigation of yourself. So you don't want to block your emotions, actually. And that's why I said in a video on organic portals, emotionals and feelings as your guidance system are awakening or die. Otherwise you're going to now die because the planet's going crazy. You're not going to be dirigible or capable of being steered and guided via yourself, via your emotions, which is what the planet is sending through you and God and blah blah blah, the cosmos. So, back to the energies. So, I realized orgone is actually third dimensional scalar field energy. Now, you remember in the documentary, What the Bleep? Well, actually the scientist says to the cameraman at one point, this particle's in 3,000 places at once. And the cameraman goes, what do you mean? It's 3,000 different particles? And the scientist goes, no, it's one particle in 3,000 different places at once. This is scalar integration or manifestation, you might say. Now, these dimensions, they're not just layers of manifestation of light. They are that, but that is not the complete view of how to understand them. That is a great way to understand them initially, how physicality is manifest dimensionally, and it is a down-dimensional creation process into density. Now that's a great way. That's the first thing you sort of learn about dimensions, but then you realize when you have visions and you travel interdimensionally yourself with your light body, which is very complex and multi-dimensional itself, you start to realize that these are worlds within worlds, all these dimensions. So, fourth dimensional is Kundalini. And you'll purge a lot of emotions, and then you'll get to chi, and suddenly you're not as emotional. Maybe Benjamin Kouwenberg is exactly correct, because he's had a massive universal model epiphany, just like all the other people who brought models of reality. That's what I'm doing. I'm bringing in a model of reality. Like Einstein brought relativity, I'm bringing multidimensionality in full theory. That's why one day I'll write a book, possibly more like, deliver a scientific article on it and relate it to physical stuff. And then, even Nikola Tesla, he said, we will advance more than in all past centuries in just one century, the next century, when we figure out how to, decipher the unseen, or we do unseen science. Read his quote. I butchered it, but that's what he meant. He was saying when we start studying the unseen, we'll make much more progress. And one day I do hope to deliver an actual paper to the scientific community on multidimensionality, because it isn't some farce. It isn't just because you can't see it, it's not there. So I think I'm going to go the whole way with it because I understand it. And this is what I do every day. That's why I don't work a normal job. I'm a shaman, they say. I have the shaman path, that means. That's another one of my higher spiritual energies. So, there's some dickheads out there like channels saying, oh, he thinks he's a shaman, because they clearly don't understand what's going on. Anyway, back to the energies. So it's a path, a shamanic path, and half of these people themselves are on it and they don't know it. Anyway, so then I realized, what is mana energy? So we've sorted out like all the main energies, Prana, 10D, Deeksha, 8D, code coordination. It gets up in your dendritical evolution in your brain. I can change your brain nodes with Deeksha. And you do it on yourself. Don't see me as your healer. I can maybe teach you, but you've got to heal your own brain from the inside out. It's the best way. I can do it some, but it's best for you to do it, because it's incredibly difficult for another person to do you. So then I realized mana energy is relative to what you do, Leon. You love rock climbing. That's second dimensional energy. Second dimension is the hard edge, coincidentally. What are you climbing on? Hard edge rock. I thought about it. It was pretty funny the other night. So mana is second dimensional. It's why you love rock climbing, Leon. I can tell. I saw a picture or a video on your YouTube channel. So, sorry I forgot your last name. I just needed to whack this video over while I was in the moment. I think that's more important. You know who you are. And thanks for donating. So yeah, one day I'll write a book about how you are multidimensional and relate everything to do with these multidimensional energies. So if you want a further consultation, Leon, I'm happy to help you further, or anybody out there. Benjamin Cowenberg from consciousazine.net.